this new topic for this year. So this is a lot of probability kind of stuff and looking to see how many different things can happen. Independent events, the outcome of the first event does not affect the outcome of the second event. Just like if you're independent, other people can't affect what you do or don't do. A dependent event is the outcome of the first event does affect the outcome of the second event. And if you're a dependent kind of person, other people do affect what you do or don't do. And those are just examples. So the counting principle says if the first event can happen m ways and the second event can happen n ways, together they can happen m times n ways. So you would just kind of multiply them together if we're using the counting principle. So independent and dependent events are when we're looking at the same thing, like we're taking things from a bag or we're flipping coins. So flipping coins would be independent events. What happens when you flip a coin does not affect the next outcome. A dependent event would be if you take something from the bag and you don't put it back. What you take out first will affect the outcome that you will get the second time. The counting principle is when you are dealing with different things. So if you're dealing with an outfit, how many shirts, pants, and socks you can have, how many different combinations that you would have of outfits from those numbers. So a restaurant offers 4 salads, 3 sides, and 5 entrees. How many meal options are there? So we're going to just pretend this is theoretical world and everything tastes good together and there's no allergies or no pickiness and doesn't matter what you get. I'm dealing with different things here, so I'm going to use my counting principle. 4 salads, 3 sides, 5 entrees. We just multiply them together and we're going to get 60 options. Again, this is all theoretical that we're talking about today. So you want to purchase one movie and there are 5 available. They are each available on VHS, DVD, and Blu-ray. How many choices do you have? So this would be an independent event because it doesn't matter. We're going to pretend like you have a VHS player, a DVD player, and a Blu-ray player. And it doesn't really matter how you do it. So you could choose one of the 5 from the VHS, one of the 5 from the DVD, and one of the 5 from the Blu-ray. There are 3 multiple choice questions on a test A, B, C, or D. How many different ways can you answer the 3 questions? So again, I have multiple choice questions. If the first one's A, the second one could be A or it could be something different. So they're independent of each other. So for my first one, I could answer A, B, or C. For my second one, I could answer A, B, or C. And for my third answer, I could be A, B, or C. So we'll get 64 ways that you would have different answers. That's why it's not the best idea to just guess on multiple choice unless you really don't know what's going on. You should always kind of give it a try. If all else fails, though, take a guess. Don't leave it blank. 10 people are running for president, vice president, secretary, and treasurer. How many different group options are there? Now, this one we're going to say is not independent because if you get picked for president, you can't also be the vice president. A different person has to do that. And we're going to pretend like everyone wants to be the highest that they can possibly be, have the most power possible, or what they think is the most power possible. So we're going to say 10 people want to be president. 1 person gets picked. So for the vice president, there's only 9 options. For the secretary, there's only 8. And for the treasurer, there's only 7. So this one's a dependent event. And we're going to just multiply those all together and get 5,040 group options. So factorial is just the product of an integer and all the integers below it. And it's used when you want to put a group of things in order using all the items. A permutation So here it says 5 factorial. It's not an excited 5, it's 5 factorial. And so I'm going to do 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. So you start the number they give you and you go all the way until you get to 1. Multiply them all together and we get 120. So we usually use this when we're putting things in order and we're using all of the items for the order. A permutation is you're taking a group of R things from a group of N things when order does matter. So NPR, so the first one that we're going to use, this is how many is in my group. And then this is the number we are picking. So if I have 8 factorial divided by 5 factorial times 3 factorial, we're just going, we can put that into our calculator. We can also kind of write it out. So now if I have 8 factorial, it's going to be 8 times 7 times 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Divided by 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And then 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1. And I'm like, oh, look, 5 and 5, 4 and 4, 3 and 3, 2 and 2, 1 and 1. 3 times 2 is 6. So we're going to be left with 8 times 7, which is 54. No, 56, my bad. I was thinking of something else. 56. I always have trouble with 8 times 7. Don't ask me why. You can also use that in our calculator. So in the calculator, to find the factorial symbol, we're going to press math, and it is under probability, and there it is. It's option 4. So you could type that in instead. You can also do it on Desmos. So on Desmos, you would just, if you did like 8, and then you just do your exclamation point, and it would give it to you. So you have a few different options there. So 5 factorial divided by 3 factorial. So we know 5 factorial is 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 3 factorial is 3 times 2 times 1. So we're left with 5 times 4, which is 20. How many ways can first, second, and third place be chosen from 20 competitors? Because I'm taking a small group from a big group, I can't use factorial. I'm going to use the permutation. So I know that I have 20, so this is my N. And I'm picking, this is going to be my R. You can find it on a calculator. Try and remember. Let's see. So you go to math, PRB, NPR. You have to type in your total on the left side. So it's going to be 20, and I'm picking 3. So you have to do your total first, depending on the age of the calculator. Mine's a little older. The ones that I'm used to working with in the school buildings are a little bit newer, and so you can actually just type them in there, kind of similar to Desmos. Get 6,840. And then how many ways can you choose an actor and his understudy from a group of 14? So I'll show you how to do this on Desmos. So this is going to be my N. This is going to be my R. I'm going to use permutation because most people want to be the actor, not the understudy. So we're going to go with good old most human psychology behavior. We're going to press function. We're going to stat NPR, and then I'm just going to type it over here. So 20, 3. And sorry. 14, I was doing the last problem. 14 comma 2. Yeah, 182 different ways. Combination is going to be taking a group of R things from a group of N things when order does not matter. So again, N is going to be the number in my group, and R is the number we pick. So I want to know how many ways you can choose a committee of 5 from 12 people. So it doesn't matter if I was picked first or last for the committee. I mean, it might to my pride, but in reality, it really doesn't because I'm still on the committee and so I'm still excited. So this is going to be a combination because order doesn't matter. So I got 12. That's my group. I'm picking 5 from my group. So that's my R. You can again do it on a calculator. So you would hit math, go over to PRB. This time I'm like going too fast. NCR. Oh, technology. Got it. And then 5. I get 792. Then how many ways can you choose 2 ice cream flavors from 15? So again, it doesn't matter if you pick chocolate first or vanilla first, you're still going to have chocolate. So this is my N, that's the whole group. This is how many I'm picking for my R. This time I'll show you how to do it on Desmos. So it's super similar, but this time we're going to go to functions, we're going to go to stats, we're going to take NCR. We said I have 15 flavors and I'm picking 2 of them. So I get 105. Different combinations I can have. Okay, the rest of these are you tries. I'm going to do answer key for them so that you can look at it later and get some extra practice if you want to.